All right, I copied that link. I'm sending this over to Yakima and to Keithrick. I want them to see it. Keithrick told me he's doing a tournament with the young children. So he told me he probably won't be able to make it, which is why I want to record it so he can watch it and catch up with what we discussing here afterwards. Uh, let's get this over to Lily. Me and Lily in Jackson, Mississippi, we already talked about children's school coming up. So um, she'll definitely be a supporter. All right, I got it to the key people. Yakima, Lily, you're on already. Okay, so let's get this show on the road. All right, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. I wonder, can I pull this up from my laptop? Let's see. That'll be ideal. So let me frame it so everyone can catch up, and I just do this administrative thing behind the scenes. So your host, Cy Smith, coming to you. Today is Thursday. Every Thursday is Health Day. Uh, I have superstar Shabilla Adams on with me. It's an honor and privilege. She's in the great state of Mississippi, and this whole entire Zoom is about Mississippi. And I want to highlight why Mississippi matters so much and why Mississippi is so important. And hopefully you guys will share that sentiment so that we can help our state get where it needs to be. Shabilla, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. If you don't mind, what's your name? Your zip code? Tell us what city that is, and what's important to you. What you want to see happen before you leave this earth. That'll help people know, who they talking to, who they listening to.
Okay, well, my name is Shabilla Adams. I'm in 39120, which is Natchez, Mississippi. Um, One thing that's very, very important to me. Oh, I am a mother, so that's very important to me.
Number
Of
one, right?
five daughters, five daughters, and so I
All
am
the names start with S.
SY. Yes, so just like you, Si. So, I am the seventh great granddaughter of an African prince that was captured and brought to Natchez. And he was enslaved here in Natchez for 40 years. So he didn't get to live as his royal bloodline
Right.
intended for him to live. So it's my dream to get that legacy going, to tell the story, make sure everyone knows about Prince Abdul Rahman Ibrahima. Make sure
Ooh, say that
everyone
slow. Say
knows.
that slow. Say that slow. You said that too fast.
Okay. Prince Abdul Rahman Ibrahima.
Wow.
Yes, my seventh great grandfather, born in 1762 in Guinea. He was called Timbo then. So it's my life's work. I do reenactments about him. I give tours here in Natchez. Natchez is a very historic city, the oldest city on the Mississippi River, and it once was the fourth richest city in the country during the antebellum years.
Well, we
So,
know why, right?
right. Shh, excuse my children in the background. But
Nah, that's what
King
she
was
said.
hiding here, and that's how they made their monies. The motto here then was buy more Negroes to raise more cotton to buy more Negroes. So that's what it was about here. But the most important thing to me is I want to get the story of Natchez out. I want to make sure that everyone knows about, you know, the riches here and know about my great grandfather. Know, and so I want to I have a dream to like start a Black Renaissance type of thing along the Mississippi River. So every Black person could possibly get back to their roots, find out about their history. Is so important to me that you know your background. Because in order to know where you're going, you have to know where you've been. So that's basically one of the most important things to me, the
But
legacy.
the fact that you was articulate, that says no, you're determined. You know what you want, and you go for it. I thank God for you for that. For those who may join, and I'm hoping Sister Lily out of Jackson will be joining us. I'm hoping Brother Keithrick will watch this. Keithrick Harris out of Marks, Mississippi. He's running a basketball tournament for our young people up there in Quitman County. So we hopefully he's going to listen to this so he can meet our Queen Shabilla here, because they both in the great state of Mississippi. Our sister Yakima, who I posted the pictures from earlier, who Wilbur Cook out of Chicago's North Lawndale donated, so she got that cash today, and we want to make certain that you guys hear this plan so that you can do what Wilbur Cook out of North Lawndale, Chicago did today. We're going to give out the cash apps and the Zales and all that stuff, because the reason for this call is Mississippi is ground zero. Mount Bayou, in particular, the first Black town. If Black people in this country don't have a sanctuary, a place where we can go where we're the dominant group, shame on us, because everybody has a sanctuary. They have a place of refuge. And I'm a firm believer that Mississippi represents that for us. And we got to not drink the Kool-Aid of the media that paints it out to be a bad place, because they say the same thing. The same media say the same thing about Africa, as if everyone in Africa is starving and there's animals roaming everywhere and there's no urban center. And they say the same thing in Black America, where they say everyone is thugs and gangsters. So we can't give the media the benefit of the doubt, because we know the image that they put out there, which is negative about anything that we dominate. All right. So any comments you want to add to that, Shabilla, about why Mississippi is so important?
Like I said, Natchez is Mississippi, and everywhere else
Mhm.
in Mississippi. But
That's right.
it's
That's
one
right.
of the oldest. It I've been researching and things. Natchez in Mississippi is very rich with history, so we have to preserve and know, where we came from here in Mississippi. Because in order,
You already do tours. That's gonna
yeah,
make it easier for us. That
yeah,
should speed up what we want to do.
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
So I'm ready to pull these slides up so we can go over them. This is the main reason for recording this, so other people can see what the vision is, what the plan is when we're talking about Mississippi. So here's the first slide here. Let me share this one. Share. Here we go. Okay, so what you're looking at right here, give it a second to pull up. These are the 5 keys. And just so people know my background, we are international. We're doing research and relationship building all around the world in 20 G20 member countries, in 20 countries in Africa. We're doing it in 20 US cities, and we're doing it in 108 towns in Mississippi. And then, of course, Chicago, and Gary is right next to Chicago. Out of all these jurisdictions, out of all these territories, our philosophy is that Black people pulling together their dollar will allow us to revolutionize Black life. $1 is 50 million Black people in America. So imagine what half of that looks like coming in every month. $25 million a month coming in, because 50% of us say we're worth pulling together $1. So just know that. So what I listed here are the 5 keys. To me, we're not moving forward as a people efficiently unless we are anchored by these 5 places. And I just want to talk briefly on why each one of these are important. Gary, Indiana, are the eyes for Black America. Gary is right next to Chicago. It's an 83% Black town, small Black town, 68,000 people, but it's right next to the muscle, which is Chicago, the 3rd largest city in America, a robust economy, richer than like 40 nations around the country. It has a strong Black population, West Side, South Side, East Side, and it anchors our 20 zip codes that's linked to everything we do around the world. Africa needs no really introduction. Africa is important because it's where civilization started. And of course, our Black people there are sitting on God-given minerals and resources that the world needs. No one has a cell phone without Africa. So just know that's how important Africa is. But evil ones have exploited Africa, and that's why they're not where they could be. We believe this structure is going to allow us to stop the exploitation and let us harmonize and do for self. Then you have Mississippi, and we're honored to have Shabilla on here with us. We think Mississippi is the heartbeat of Black society. Mississippi made more people rich than any place in America before 1860. And after the war, then of course the rich people moved to New York, and that's how New York claimed that title. So the soil of Mississippi allowed the world economy to flourish. If it wasn't for the soil of Mississippi, Europeans in Europe wouldn't have had clothing. It was the cotton from Mississippi that allowed US and Europe to do this trade that made them rich and white America rich. So that's how important Mississippi is to us. It's the heartbeat. Brazil is on here because out of the 20 countries that's a member of the G20, and that's the 20 richest economies in the world, that to me is highly racist, because when they meet, they're discussing the global economy on how to stay rich. They do not stay rich unless they rob Africa of its raw materials at dirt cheap prices. So to me, when the G20 meet, if they're not talking about reparations, they're talking about continuation of the exploitation. So that's how I see them. Brazil is one of those countries in the G20, but Brazil is the largest Black population outside of Africa. And they're told to stay quiet. Don't talk about race in Brazil. They're Brazilian, but the Black Brazilians live way far worse than the white Brazilians. So this slide here and me explaining this to you gives you a reason, a glimpse on why these 5 places are crucial. So in this conversation we're having today, we're going to be talking about Mississippi in particular. I do the other places on another Zoom. Shabilla, what you think about what I just highlighted here?
Oh wow, you did an awesome job. I love that you the fact that you said Mississippi, you know, produced all that cotton, it produced more millionaires than I don't know what. So yeah,
Yeah.
you hit the hammer on the head. You did it.
That's right. That's right. So let's put, so this is the visual, and you see the mouth taped up on Brazil. Don't talk about race. You see the
Right.
heartbeat. We don't live without that heartbeat. As Mississippi, we got to pour into it. It's listed as the poorest state in the union. It's listed as the blackest state in the union. It's listed as the most health challenged state in the union. That's all negative. But guess what? Our people are there. So what if we invest and pour into our people? We can turn that stuff around. So that's how we want to look at that, not the negative way. So
Oh,
this
I
next
always
slide.
I
Oh no, go
just
ahead.
want to add that I did do a screenshot of it because that I'm gonna make sure I put that in my psyche. But
It's on YouTube now too. So there you go.
okay, but go ahead and continue.
This slide here is just, I want everyone to know everything you may hear me talk about is tied together. That's what this line is. When I talk about Africa, we talk about Mississippi. When I talk about Mississippi, we talk about Gary. We talk about Chicago. We got this thing, this structure tied together literally every single day, every single day. So when one succeeds, we all succeed. And so that's how this is linked. That Chicago person put money into Mississippi today. And we want to see that rotation just constantly. So just know the whole world, the way we see it, is tied to these pillars, these anchors that's going to allow us to just make life better so we can get Black people off the bottom. All right. Thoughts on that one?
I'm with you. I'm here.
All right, let's go to the next slide here. So to be even more intentional, I want to show a map of Mississippi. So here we go, right here. So under this map here, well, first let me say this. I'm an outsider to Mississippi. Wasn't born there. My family is from Florida. The reason why I got turned on to Mississippi in December of 2018 is because I was made aware of Mount Bayou, Mississippi, the first black town in America. And I rented a car and drove there and got to meeting the people there and got relationships there now to this date. So what we do in Chicago as the global headquarters is we go around all those pillar places and we establish the structure that's going to allow us to synchronize together and support and harmonize. So the locals in all these places in Brazil, in Africa, in Mississippi, they may not agree with what you're seeing here. And what I want to say to you guys is it's okay. It's your neighborhood, it's your territory. Of course, you do what you please, but just know the reason we have this set up is so we can tell our people outside of the area we recoded how to support you. So when Brother Cook gave money today, the reason he gave money is because the area he's tied to, which is Mount Bayou. So he didn't give money to Shabilla. She's in Natchez, but we got places in Chicago that's assigned to Natchez. So that's why this matters, even if the locals don't like it. So I just want to say that as I go through this. I definitely need your thoughts on this, Shabilla. So there's 82 counties. 25 of the 82 counties are over 50% black. That means black people should be running those counties. Is that happening, Shabilla?
No, sir. It's not happening at
It's
all.
not happening. And it's like, no, we gotta fix that. This is our state where we the majority more than any other state in America. So this is just want y'all to see that 50% black, but we gotta support and reinforce our blacks so they can stand with more confidence knowing they're not alone. And that's why we looping in these the Chicago, the Gary, the 20 other cities. So from our standpoint, I'm gonna zoom in here. Right here, this cat here, the cat represents a reason for black people to circulate money and stay growing and paying homage to the ancestors. The conventions is every single weekend. The conventions are always in Gary, Indiana, because Gary is a black city and we want to build that economy up. Those conventions matter to Mississippi because every weekend is a different convention. This weekend is the truck drivers convention. Next weekend is the lawyers convention. We're in 20 cities. We want to set this up so that every one of our 108 towns in Mississippi are sending representatives to a convention. And we want to make sure the funding is there so that Mississippi can be traveling to, you got to come to Chicago to get to Gary. They that close. They coming up and giving our people a reason to travel, meet people, grow, develop, and start moving commerce back and forth. So the conventions is for everyone. It's children in Memphis, Tennessee who need to travel and get away. It's children in Dallas, Texas need to travel. Gary conventions is that excuse. 48 weekends out the year. So it's just 4 weekends, ain't no convention out of the 52 Saturdays. But the conventions are here to stay so that we can use travel as a reason to raise money, get our own transportation, RVs, buses. So we as black people are moving around from all over the country up to Gary, and Mississippi is a big part of that. What's your thoughts on that?
My thoughts are I love to travel and I think that is a beautiful thing. I have set my foot in 23 states and I think that any child that gets to travel,
Yes,
they get a different perspective of the world.
yes,
And we
yes,
need that
yes,
for these children. I used to be
yes.
in a travelers school. We had a travelers club in here in Natchez called the Natchez Travelers Club. We went on a trip every June for a whole week. And I really would
Yes,
love to get that back started.
yes,
Children need
yes,
to travel. They need to
yes,
see outside of
yes,
their natural environment, especially if it's an
yes.
environment that isn't so great.
Yes, yes, yes. My backstory, the Navy let me travel around the world. That's what gave me this concept to be like this, is because I know what it did for me from the projects of Chicago to all around the world. So travel changes your whole way of thinking.
Well, my grandfather did 31 years in the military, and him
See?
and his wife, my grandmother, and their 4 children, one of them being my mom, they traveled all over the world. And I was so jealous when he decided to retire when the grandkids started to be born. I'm jealous.
Well,
I
thank
wish I would have
God.
been able to travel. Yeah,
Well,
military does that for.
we thank God for His service, and Him letting you see, or your mom and her siblings see the world. So yeah,
Right.
so that's what the conventions are. Now the awards is designed so that we can have an excuse to put money on each other. So when I say awards, we talking about first grade awards, kindergarten awards, 12th grade awards. We talking about man of the month award, mother of the year awards. You name it, based on your zip code, let's make sure that we've put money and recognizing. So the awards is designed in Detroit, in St. Louis, in Milwaukee, in your own zip code. Let's find the good and let's reward it. And we're gonna keep as much of the money in the zip code so that that money is constantly boosting morale in the zip code where it's coming in from. That's what the awards is for. Constant, all month long, all year long awards. What you think about that?
That's a beautiful thing. Circulate that dollar among us.
Yes, yes. Tours. The tours is designed to combat sometimes our ego. So when you got leaders doing stuff, they think their way is the only way. And so the way we combat that is we say, okay, you're the best at what you do. Yay, thank God for you. But can you come over here with us to this neighborhood? Bring your best over here. And then when they bring it over there, yeah, I'm the best over here. Okay, next month, can you bring your best over here? So now they can stay the best, but they ain't the only one because other people come in and bring in their best. And so this allows everyone to share, but because we're going in a different neighborhood or town, there's no fighting because you got the stage today, tomorrow in the same neighborhood as someone else. So you get what I'm saying? It allows us to get past all the people, the lead ego people on the stage together fighting for the mic. Nope. You do one day, you do next day, you do next day. We sharing it because we there for the whole month. So that's what the tour is designed to fight against the egos that hold Black progress back all over the country. What's your thoughts?
Beautiful thing. We all can be in chiefs, you know. It takes everyone. It takes everyone. So yeah,
Yes,
we
sir.
do need to see, you know, your best, and I bring my best and come visit
Best.
me and see my best, and you go
That's
over
it.
here and see your best, and you know, we bring out the good in everyone, and with the good that's coming out, we have no space for negativity or
There you
violence
go.
or, you know, the things that aren't so great.
There you go. So if you see next to tours, you see that purple rectangle?
Yes.
Look at where that rectangle is in Mississippi. You see where it's about down there by Biloxi?
Yes.
So what that means is once the money is flowing like I expected to, all these other towns will be going on their own day down to Biloxi, and they'll be met with the Shabilla of Biloxi.
Right.
And every month that rotates, that rectangle rotates to a different town in Mississippi. So everyone the next month go to another town. The next month go. Remember, travel is crucial. And that's
Yes.
what's going to help us create vibrancy in otherwise dry bone towns.
Okay.
Yep. And when with the tour, also spending money. So just know that. So when you come, you go spend money. So we're gonna have a list of Black businesses in Biloxi, in Hattiesburg. Whenever you come, here's the Black businesses that's supporting this concept. So you spend the money with them, go help them have more money to grow this whole vision.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
The summit. Now the summit is the red circle there. The summit is our accountability. How do we take time out and review what we did? So every 30 days we take time out and say, did it work? What worked? What didn't work? Let's see what we go do better. So the summit is the accountability when we ask everyone to come to the table and give an account. So the money Wilbur sent to Mount Bayou, how did that help Mount Bayou? We should hear about that at the summit. So the summit is in a different place every month. So this month it's in Greenville. We do a Zoom, so you ain't got to go there, but we want people to travel. So when the money is there, we want to pay for the travel to get to Greenville this month to hear the Mississippi report. What all happened in Mississippi? Who did we help? Who needed help? Got help. That when we pause and take this summit, we'll find out how we did and what we could do better. What's your thoughts on that?
A beautiful thing once again. I love
Okay.
this concept. I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And look, with when you told me you was back, that's why I said you should have told me, because Mississippi finna rock.
I
So
see.
just know that. Now,
Hmm.
so now let's go through each of these towns, and this here is just a glimpse. This is just 20 something. There's 108 towns. We got so many towns, but these are towns that where Black people at. But some of these towns are more crucial because of their history. Just like you just heard Shabilla talk about, Natchez is a crucial town because of its history, because of how close it is to Louisiana and what happened. Jackson is crucial because of its population. So some of these places are crucial. All of them are important, but some are crucial. And I don't mean to disparage nobody with that, but just know that some are really crucial. So now,
Hmm.
underneath each one of these towns, you see they have a profession assigned to them.
I was gonna ask about that.
Let me just make sure everyone know why that's important. In every city, we attach these 20 career professions: teachers, construction, nurses, actors, scientists, because that's who we are. So the question is, who's keeping the list of the retirees for every one of these professions, the adults for every one of these professions, and the children that want to grow up and become these professions? Who's keeping the list? And if no one's keeping the list, that means we got a retired 80-year-old carpenter, and we got a 15-year-old boy that want to be a carpenter, and no one's keeping the list so that we can get them together. Shame on us.
Mm.
By us taking those professions and putting them underneath those towns, it's the excuse to pay that town to be the factory for keeping that list. So in Crenshaw, if they agree to keep the list of all Mississippi chefs, the retirees, the adults, and you, do you know we're gonna have to move people to Mississippi to run that factory? Because it's so much information. You gotta have information acquisition, information processing, information sharing, information storage, information management. It's just with the information of chefs. So this is the factories that we are going to install in Black Mississippi.
Okay.
Shoot holes through that. What you think about that?
I think that's good. Like I tell people, you know, once you watch a child and you see what type of person they're gonna be, you really can tell what type of career
Mhm.
career that child should be
Yep.
reared in, and we should
Yep.
start those children off young, being
Yes.
reared
Yes. Yes.
into their career, so
Yes.
they when once they get out of school, it's no question of what it's they don't have
Yep.
to question their future. It's already planned out for them, and
Yes.
they
Yes.
already have a roadmap.
Yeah. And watch this. Here's why this linkage matters so much. It forces us to need each other. So, for instance, investigators is under your Natchez, but you're
Hmm.
tourists. So really, Boone, Mississippi, with the travel agents is your personal link, right? So that means
Right,
Boone is working for you. You calling Boone up, hey, I need the updated list on this, y'all. I know y'all got the list for the whole city. So now you got a support system in them. And then on your
right.
end, the missing people, the people who got unsolved crimes, they hitting up Natchez factory. Hey, what y'all got? We heard about this. It forces us to be interdependent instead of
Right.
independent. We need each other. We got a reason to call Biloxi. Hey, my son want to be an engineer. What y'all got coming up for the summer?
Mm-hmm.
And not to mention, Chicago got every one of these, and Chicago got the headquarters for you. So if Biloxi don't have the engineers, you call Chicago engineers section, and they got the whole nation engineers. So your daughter going to Boston, she want to know who the engineers are. It's a call to Chicago. They go tap you to the engineer section in Boston.
That's awesome.
It's time for us to rise, and this is what this represents. So let me take this slide down. So, and we rocking. It's just 7:16, so we doing good on time. All right, so this is what I just put this together, which is to me the four crucial people. To me, everybody else is important, but I'm not bugging everybody else like I want to bug these four people here. our superstar Myrna, she's our superstar. She's doing major stuff. She's one of our retirees that is got a network out of this world. So she knows how important she is. So Ms. Thompson, the key is for us to use that network you got to let's make sure that these 4 people are supported because they're going to allow what I just shared as a vision to come to manifestation. And so these are people that I work with flowingly. And so I want to make sure that we get the financial support to them. And so these Yakima, she's up in Mount Bayou, Keith Keys and Marks, Lily is in Jackson. And I know these locations is all over the place. And Shabilla on the phone with me now. She's down in Natchez. So you're going to hear me talk mainly starting with Shabilla because Shabilla now is available time-wise. So she will be our main person with out of all 4 that I'm going to be working with her. So we're going to make certain that we support her. And then we're going to bring on Keith because he got a lot going on. So he'll tap in with Shabilla. Sister Lily, she's every Friday representing Mississippi on the global Zoom. So she's an elder. So we're not putting that much work on her, but she's highly connected. That's why she's important. And then Yakima is up there in Mount Bayou. Y'all know why Mount Bayou is crucial for Blacks in America. So we want to make sure that Yakima is supported too. So any thoughts, questions on this slide here?
No, I get it.
Do you see that 18-year-old slide up there in yellow?
Yes.
Let's talk about that. So
Okay.
all 18-year-olds in the United States, so in all 20 cities, and we want 17-year-olds to hear this because they'll be 18 at some point. We want the rites of passage to begin with them. And what the rites of passages is saying is that we want to make certain that all 18-year-olds help wherever they at to raise money for Mississippi. For that 1 year that you're 18, your assignment to us when it comes to this concept is all about Mississippi. So it's almost like you go take a year-long course on Mississippi, and your job is to get people, and Shabbat, I want to get your honest thoughts on this. We want Black people all over the country to do nickels to Mississippi. Give me your emotional response when you hear that. Nickels to
Emotional.
Mississippi. Yeah, that make you mad? That sound like we lowballing y'all? What's your thoughts on that?
No, I mean pennies to Mississippi is a help. I mean anything is a help.
Well, we
We're
do pennies to Africa, so you'll be stepping on Africa if you do that.
okay. Well,
So
I
you remember
definitely
the
don't
5
want to step
pillars?
on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so pennies to Africa helps African people. So yeah. Yeah.
nickels to Mississippi is awesome.
So
It's
so
it.
8 uh-huh.
Huh? Go
No,
ahead.
go ahead, finish the thought.
No, I
No, I
was
want to
just
hear your
gonna say
thought.
it's just it's a beautiful thing. I'm just saying anything to help would be awesome. And I like the fact that you said 18-year-olds while they're like the whole year that they're 18.
hmm History lesson, fundraising,
Yes,
trips, all of that.
yes,
Now,
yes.
so it's 18 to 21 to be exact. So 18-year-olds got Mississippi with the nickels. 19-year-olds, they got the dimes, and those dimes go to your sister city. So if Wilbur, who's in North Lawndale, the 19-year-olds putting their dimes together, collecting dimes from the community, that goes to support their sister city, which is Los Angeles. So all 20 cities are supported through Chicago people, 19-year-olds getting dimes. Then the dimes, nickels, pennies is Africa. I already told you that. So then the quarters. The quarters are controlled by our 21-year-olds. And the quarters is what we operate off of, which is $1. So we want to get 4 quarters coming in each month. So the 21-year-olds, they help make sure that the money stay in the zip code where it came from. So 21-year-olds, you are local. You help us get people to do 4 quarters. That stays in the zip code. Our 20-year-olds, they collect the 100 pennies for Africa. Our 19-year-olds collect the 10 dimes that goes to support, your sister city. And the 18-year-olds collect the 20 nickels that go to support Mississippi. Now, we are setting ourselves up to move in groups of 1,000. So it's like 4 teams. Each team has got 250 people, and that's 1,000. So when I say 5 cents, If you multiply the 20 nickels, that's $1. That's $1,000 coming in that now you're being blessed with, and it's no stress off nobody because we're talking about 20 nickels. And most people not gonna do nickels, they just go send $1, whatever. But the point is, under the concept, our 18-year-olds are gonna be literally trained on why this matters. They're gonna know why Mississippi is a pillar, Chicago is a pillar, Gary is a pillar. So I just wanted to be intentional about that. All right. Got 2 more slides, then you free. Okay. All right. So CATS, remember, means conventions, awards, tours, and the summit. That's what CATS mean. So this is called our 7 daily living habits. And the purpose of this is to get Black people ready for this revolution, get Black people ready for this change. And the way of getting ready is knowing that we have a core principle to fall back on, every Sunday being family day. So how do we ensure that families are talking about who gets the house next, inheritance, wills, things of that nature? Monday is safety day. How do we make sure your smoke alarm is working? You know who the registered sex offenders are. Tuesday, education day. How do we make sure that our students who need help with a certain subject find out who's excellent in that subject? You increase your vocabulary. Wednesday is crucial. That's the Black dollar staying in Black businesses' hands, circulating the dollar, learning more about finance. Thursday, which is today, hey, let's do some jumping jacks, touch your toes, drink alkaline water. Let's do something to be healthier, go running. And then Friday, we focus on our elders, showing love to them, cutting their grass, shoveling snow for them. Saturday, we focus on the young people. Let's make sure that they're traveling. Let's make sure that they are doing something constructive. What's your thoughts on those 7 daily living habits?
I like it.
You see, it keeps repeating, right? So
Right.
you missed one, get it the next week. But at least you know this is what Chicago is doing, Detroit, LA. We're getting unified without having to physically come together.
Okay.
All
Those
right.
are important.
So now what we have here is this is the bread and butter right here, Shabilla. So this is where you come in at and how we gonna make sure we put the money behind you for this. This represents 13 grades, kindergartners all the way to 12th graders. You have an 8th grader, so I'm gonna zoom in on 8th grade. What we're saying is the 8th graders should have these business professions putting money behind them. They need help with winter coat, winter boots, summer job. They need money for haircut, whatever the need is. We already know the audience that we want to make certain know and get them to say, yes, I'm gonna support this grade. So that way any parent in need know where they can turn. So let's look at who those people are. Headlined by barbershops. So barbershops in Detroit, Chicago, we saying, hey, can you commit to 8th graders financial? Judges, hey, can you commit to 8th graders financial? Lawyers, can you commit? Moving companies, take teachers off. That's 8th grade teachers, so they ain't all teachers. And travel agents, can you commit? So those professions in every zip code all over America, we're having that conversation on commitment to that grade. And the RAY is retirees, adults, and youth. How many retired barbershops is it in Natchez? Retired barbers are there in Natchez? How many adult barbers are in Natchez? How many young people, youth that want to become barbers? And you put those numbers in there. So this allows us to gather the information so that we're in position to ensure that everyone is covered. And it goes the same with accountants for 9th graders, cleaners, chefs. What's your thoughts on this?
I agree with taking teachers off because they
Uh-oh, you went out. You broke up.
can you hear me
Uh-oh.
now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. You said a keyword, putting that information.
Mhm.
Information is so key.
Yes,
So yeah.
yes. So every grade, think about what it looks like. Every grade is covered here. It got multiple business people supporting every grade. And if you fall short, then we ask that profession outside of Mississippi. We ask that person in Chicago. So no matter what, they stay in that same lane, even if the jurisdiction is different, because the ultimate goal is support to our people. Cool. That's cool. All right. So that's it. This is what we already talked about. The key for Mississippi is um, all black 18-year-olds all around the country. This is the indoctrination that we have. It's called National Bureau of Black 18-year-old Affairs, because we want to make sure that they know Mississippi is your assignment. And you see the mission is stated there. We want to provide an alternate pathway for our, and the only reason why 17 years is on there, because we want them to hear where they're on their way to, which is in this case, 17 years are on their way to 18. So it's for the 18-year-olds to have a pathway other than college and the military. With this, what we're talking about, we are literally creating jobs that will be around forever. We're going to always have a need to gather information, process information, store information, manage information, and share information. And if we do this the right way, this will be ongoing, because information is constantly changing. And if we create the jobs around this, meaning everyone doing their loose change to create this global change, they may want to grow and do a career in this type of organizing. So with that in mind, that's the presentation. We did it in 30 minutes. What do you think?
I'm on board and I love it.
All right, let's take that down. So let me go back on screen so you can see me, and we're gonna wrap this up. So it took 30 years to build this. So this isn't something that just fly overnight. So what I want to do, now that everyone can watch this and see, I just want to dispel a few things that people may have after watching this. Your neighborhood is your neighborhood. You're always in control. The power is always in what the people say. You can reject it all. What we're saying is we're organized so that in the event that we're going to play ball, interact, there's a format and a system to make sure that we don't overdo or underperform in terms of supporting you. So when people call and need help, we've already organized ourselves in a way to know where the help is going to come from. So I just want to make that clear, because I get a lot of territorial backlash because people are very strong about their towns and jurisdictions. This is all for support. If you don't want it, that's perfectly fine. We don't seek no attention. We don't seek the headlines at all. We are under the radar on purpose, so we don't fray any relationships. But it's all about everyone being in a guaranteed audience so they can have some support. So my number is 312-405-8844. 312-405-8844. What would be fantastic is if you say, man, Si, I love what I heard with you and Shabilla. Man, I'm ready to send my dollar in, my 20 nickels in electronically so we can get that money down so Shabilla could take what you just showed us and start working that. Because information is present right now. Who's acquiring it? Who's processing? Who's sharing it? Who's storing it? That's what your money right now means. So we need to do that so we can support making Shabilla our first full-time person doing this. Start with part-time and get it full-time. So please help us. Any closing remarks from you, Shabilla?
No, you did awesome. Information is knowledge. You need to know where you come from. And those 5 pillars are beautiful. I love the thought process that you put into it. Sorry about my kids, but
That's the future. That's the future. So if you don't mind, 7:30 now, we're going to end it. I'm going to call you because I just want to clarify a few things, and then that's it.